Could I receive a fourth stimulus check, even if I didn't receive my $1,400 third stimulus check? I have not received my third stimulus payment yet. Should I file an IRS payment trace? Hello, everyone. I know all of you are extremely worried about your third stimulus check. If you are SSI, SSDI, RRB, or survivor's beneficiary, you should have already received your stimulus money. So many of you are still waiting for a sign that your stimulus check is even on its way to you. It seems like most of you are not seeing a payment date on the IRS Get My Payment tool. Also, you are not seeing any pending deposit in your bank accounts. Well, everyone, you are not alone in this. There is a large amount of Americans that are still waiting for their $1,400 stimulus payment to arrive. So yes, the majority of Americans that have not received their stimulus money do not see any pending deposit or payment date. If when you check the Get My Payment tool and it says that you are eligible for a payment, but there is no date shown, that means that the IRS hasn't processed your payment yet. This is actually good news. It does not mean that you won't receive a third stimulus check. It is just that you will have to wait a little longer to get it in a future wave of payments. Well, everyone, another batch of payments will begin processing this weekend. The IRS has announced that the next wave of stimulus checks will include veterans and Veterans Affairs beneficiaries. It is definitely possible for you to receive your stimulus check in the next batch of payments. Just keep an eye on the tool and your bank account. If the IRS Get My Payment tool states your check was mailed out on April 2nd, then please don't worry. I noticed that it usually takes about a week minimum for paper checks or economic impact payment debit cards to arrive in the mail. It could even take a few days longer than that. As long as the IRS has your correct mailing information on file, then just carefully watch your mailbox and don't accidentally throw away your check. There is actually quite a lot of people that have accidentally threw away their check, assuming it was junk. Although, it is concerning if the IRS Get My Payment tool says that your check was mailed out on March 26th or 30th, but you still haven't received your stimulus check. According to us, you can track your stimulus check in the mail by using the US Informed Delivery System if it's available for your mailing address. It is very likely that your check is on its way to you right now. How long it takes for your mail to arrive depends on where you live. On the other hand, there is a slim chance that your check was lost in the mail, but you cannot file a payment trace for your third stimulus check yet. Not enough time has passed since the check was mailed out. But if you are missing a second stimulus check, you may be able to track your payment. First of all, you need to have proof that the check or deposit was sent and you never received it. The federal government mailed paper notices to all stimulus check recipients after issuing their payment. If you have received a confirmation letter in the mail for your third stimulus check, then don't worry. The IRS has your correct mailing information on file, so your check is on its way. The IRS says phone operators will only be able to trace a stimulus payment if 4 weeks have passed since the payment was mailed by check to a standard address. 6 weeks have passed since the payment was mailed to a forwarding address on file with the local post office. 9 weeks have passed since the payment was mailed, and you have a foreign address listed for the first payment. I completely understand how you all feel. I am so disappointed in the IRS. The agency should have made all Social Security and other federal program beneficiaries its top priority. Now, many lawmakers have been pushing for recurring payments for nearly a year to help Americans struggling, and the concept is finally gaining traction. Only 51 votes are needed to pass a bill in the Senate, which the Democratic caucus has if it unites and Vice President Kamala Harris serves as the tie-breaking vote. However, Senate rules require 60 votes to end debate on a piece of legislation, giving Republicans an opportunity to block Democrats' bills. In an effort to advance President Joe Biden's agenda, Democrats explored getting rid of the filibuster and thereby paving a way for them to move forward without Republicans. What are your thoughts on this, everyone? Leave them in the comments below.
We are getting ready now, of course, for the American Jobs Plan, and it will be a plan that clearly this country needs. You've heard me say again and again, when we talk about building the infrastructure and creating jobs in our country, we have to think big and transformatively, as Thomas Jefferson did with his first initiative in this regard, as Teddy Roosevelt did with the National Park Service that he created, 100 years anniversary of what Thomas Jefferson did, what President Eisenhower did in the interstate highway system that he established in the interest of our nation's security, and now what President Biden is presenting. all-American, transformative, thinking big, build back better. And as we say in the House, in every zip code in America, so that everyone has the full advantage of what building the infrastructure does. It creates jobs in the building, it creates commerce in the moving of product from farm to produce, from farm to market, or other products from production to the marketplace, people to school and work, and the rest. Clean air for our children, clean water for them to drink, get the lead out again, and again to talk about how we do this in a way that involves everyone in our country, all across our country. We hope to do this in the most bipartisan way possible. Infrastructure has not been a partisan issue in the past. We hope that it would not be now. And so again, we don't want to do this in a way that is ancient. We wanted to do it is the future. So many times you've heard people say we want to be on the right side of history. No, we want to be on the right side of history, but we want to be on the right side of the future as well. So building infrastructure is a safety measure as well. The safety of our bridges, our roads, the safety of the water our children drink, the list goes on. And then when we return, we have a legislative-filled week before when we broke for the holy season. We did have time for committee work that has prepared us to bring legislation to the floor when we come back in this next week. With that, I'd be pleased to take any questions you may have.
If you'd like to be added to the queue to ask a question, please select the raise hand option under the reactions tab at the bottom of your screen. One moment while we wait for reporters to join the queue.
Thank you, Drew. While we're waiting for reporters, I'm excited about Saturday. I'll be joining the National Domestic Workers Alliance. Ai-jen Poo is the director. And in case you don't know her, she's an iconic leader for caregivers.
Another update today, we can proudly say that in addition to the 150 million shots in arms, we have successfully sent over 150 million relief checks to the American people. The fourth batch of the economic impact payments from the American Rescue Plan totals more than 25 million payments, which brings the total dispersed so far to more than 156 million payments, totaling $372 billion since the plan was signed into law less than a month ago. The largest block of these latest payments went to Social Security beneficiaries who didn't file a 2020 or 2019 tax return and didn't use the non-filers tool last year, which is